In the next few minutes, I'm going to expose 10 juice brands parents give their kids every day that are basically liquid candy dressed up as health food. These drinks are marketed with fruit pictures, bright colors, and words like natural and vitamin-packed, but behind the labels are sugar levels that rival soda and ingredients doctors warn against. I'll also reveal the 3 juice brands that actually support children's health instead of hijacking their taste buds. Stay until the end, because number 1 is in millions of lunchboxes right now. Number 10. Sunny D. Sunny D has been a staple in children's lunches for decades, and parents continue to believe they're giving their kids a vitamin boost with every sip. The bright orange color, the cartoon-style sun on the bottle, and the prominent vitamin C claims all work together to create a powerful perception of health. But let's be absolutely clear. Sunny D is not juice. It's liquid sugar, engineered to taste like fruit, with a dash of vitamin C thrown in for marketing purposes. The actual juice content is minimal, often less than 5% of the total product. So what makes up the other 95%? Everything else is high fructose corn syrup, artificial flavors, and synthetic dyes, including yellow hash 5 and red hash 40. These ingredients are carefully formulated not for nutrition, but for shelf stability, visual appeal, and addictive sweetness. Independent testing shows that a single 8-ounce serving can contain as much sugar as a can of cola. That sugar isn't just empty calories, it spikes insulin levels dramatically, trains young taste buds to crave intense sweetness, and sets up children for metabolic issues later in life. The artificial dyes aren't harmless either. Multiple studies link these synthetic compounds to hyperactivity and behavioral changes in sensitive children, though manufacturers continue to use them because they create the bright, appealing colors that catch children's eyes. Parents rely on the vitamin C badge as a mental shortcut to feel good about their choice, but the reality is that it's nothing more than marketing deception at its finest. The nutrient amount in Sunny D barely covers a fraction of daily requirements and does absolutely nothing to offset the massive sugar load your child is consuming. The convenience factor and bright packaging are brilliant psychological hooks that have worked for generations, but your child is essentially drinking candy that looks like juice. If you're serving Sunny D to your kids thinking it's a healthy choice, it's time to stop and reassess. Recognize that the bright orange liquid in that bottle is designed for flavor engineering and profit margins, not nutrition or child development. And consider this sobering truth. Every time your child drinks Sunny D, you're reinforcing a lifetime preference for artificially sweetened beverages over whole fruits. It's a small sip now, but the health consequences can last for decades to come. Number 9. Hawaiian Punch. Hawaiian Punch is another classic parent-approved drink that is, in stark reality, a sugar-laden, fruit-flavored syrup masquerading as juice. The tropical imagery with palm trees and beaches, the bright reds and oranges that seem to promise exotic fruits, and the cartoon characters make it absolutely irresistible to children. What parents don't realize or choose not to see is that a single 8-ounce serving often contains more than 25 grams of sugar. That's more than half the recommended daily intake for a child in just one small glass. The fruit punch label implies substantial fruit content, but independent lab testing shows that real juice makes up less than 2% of some formulations. Let that sink in for a moment. Everything else is high fructose corn syrup, artificial flavorings designed in laboratories, and synthetic dyes. Yellow hash 5, red hash 40, and blue hash hone create that vivid, eye-catching color, but research increasingly links these chemicals to behavioral concerns, including hyperactivity and attention issues in sensitive children. Even more concerning is the long-term metabolic impact. Sugary beverages train children to crave sweetness at a very young age, establishing a lifetime preference that consistently favors candy and soda over real fruit. The body reacts to these dramatic sugar spikes with insulin surges, potentially laying the groundwork for early-onset insulin resistance, childhood obesity, and dental cavities that require extensive intervention. Hawaiian Punch packaging strategically emphasizes fun and flavor over any semblance of nutrition. The marketing message tells parents, "You're giving your kids something fruity and healthy," but the uncomfortable reality is that convenience and shelf stability trump any nutrient consideration whatsoever. Parents might attempt to rationalize it by serving it in small quantities, but the sugar content is so concentrated that even an ounce delivers more sugar than most children should consume during snack time. When children are repeatedly exposed to high-sugar beverages like Hawaiian Punch, it's not just a dietary issue that can be corrected later, it's behavioral conditioning that becomes harder to undo with each passing year. They begin to associate sweetness with reward, celebration, and comfort, all before they have any understanding of what real fruit flavors should taste like. If you genuinely care about your child's long-term health trajectory, this drink needs to leave the lunchbox immediately. Number 8. Capri Sun. Capri Sun juice pouches are marketed as the ultimate parent-friendly option. They're convenient, portable, individually packaged, and come in a variety of flavors that seem healthy at first glance. The problem? Hidden sugar levels that add up quickly and insidiously. Each 6-ounce pouch contains roughly 13 grams of sugar. Multiply that by multiple servings throughout the week, and you're approaching soda territory without even realizing it. Capri Sun uses juice concentrate rather than fresh juice, meaning the natural water content and fiber from actual fruit are stripped away during processing. High fructose corn syrup is sometimes added to different varieties, along with artificial flavorings, to enhance sweetness and create uniform taste across millions of pouches. The labeling can be deliberately confusing. Words like 100% juice often refer to a mix of juice from concentrate and water, but the added sugar and flavoring systems turn the beverage into candy in liquid form. The plastic packaging presents another concern that many parents don't consider. While marketed as BPA-free in recent years, studies show that heating plastic or storing it in fluctuating temperatures can lead to leaching of other chemical compounds into the liquid your child consumes. The pouch design encourages children to sip quickly, which means they absorb sugar faster than if they were eating whole fruit, causing sharp insulin spikes and subsequent blood sugar fluctuations that affect mood and energy. Capri Sun also trains children to expect small, concentrated doses of sugar as a completely normal part of daily hydration. The bright packaging with fun designs and the fruity flavors create powerful brand loyalty early in childhood, conditioning children to prefer artificially flavored drinks over real fruit or plain water. Even when marketed as light or reduced sugar, the flavor profile is still engineered to maintain sweetness levels well above what natural fruit would provide. Parents often rely on Capri Sun for pure convenience during busy mornings or when packing lunches, but the trade-off is significant and measurable. You're sacrificing nutrient integrity, gut health development, and long-term metabolic balance for the sake of ease and portability. Children don't just taste sweetness when they drink these pouches. They learn to actively seek it out in all their food and beverage choices. Capri Sun may look harmless in that colorful little pouch, but repeated consumption is systematically rewiring your child's palate to prefer candy over fruit. Number 7. Kool-Aid juice boxes. Kool-Aid juice boxes carry decades of nostalgia, and parents often buy them because it's what we grew up with, or because they remember drinking it as children. But the modern version of Kool-Aid is closer to liquid candy than anything resembling juice. A single 8-ounce juice box contains more than 15 grams of sugar, primarily derived from corn syrup, with absolutely no fiber, minimal vitamins that matter, and a host of artificial colors and flavors. The bright reds, blues, and greens that children find so appealing are achieved with synthetic dyes like red H4 and blue Hashone. Mounting studies have linked these additives to behavioral changes in children, particularly hyperactivity and attention issues that manifest in classroom settings. Parents are often reassured by the small portion size, thinking, it's just a small box, but the sugar density in each sip is alarmingly high. The sweetness is precisely engineered to appeal to children's developing taste preferences, actively shaping those preferences before they even learn what the natural flavors of actual fruit should taste like. Kool-Aid juice boxes deliberately exploit nostalgia. The packaging features whimsical characters and playful fonts that trigger positive childhood associations for both parents and kids. But nostalgia doesn't create nutrition, and happy memories don't translate to healthy ingredients. The drinks are heavily pasteurized, stripped of any natural nutrients that might have existed, and artificially flavored to maintain consistency. Some parents attempt to justify this with the vitamins added claim on the package, But the truth is that vitamin fortification cannot possibly offset the negative impacts of consistent sugar overload. Repeated consumption of these juice boxes contributes to dental cavities that require fillings, metabolic stress on young bodies, and early habituation to sweetened beverages that makes plain water seem boring. It's not just an occasional treat that can be balanced with healthy eating. It's a daily reinforcement of profoundly unhealthy taste preferences. Children become conditioned to expect sweetness in all drinks, actively undermining parents' efforts to encourage water consumption or whole fruit. Kool-Aid juice boxes are convenient, colorful, and appealing to kids, but parents must recognize what they're really serving: sugar, flavoring, synthetic color, and a splash of nostalgia. If you want children to grow accustomed to healthy tastes and develop a preference for real food, these juice boxes need to be permanently removed from rotation. Convenience is simply no excuse for compromising long-term health outcomes. Number 6. Minute Maid Kids. Minute Maid Kids is often positioned as a healthier alternative in the juice aisle, marketed with friendly cartoon characters and prominent fruit juice, labeling that catches parents' eyes. But behind the friendly packaging lies a concentrated sugar problem that rivals any soda. These drinks are made from reconstituted juice concentrates, meaning the water content and natural fiber that would be present in actual fruit have been removed during processing, and sugar has been amplified to intense levels. An 8-ounce serving can have up to 18 grams of sugar, rivaling a small soda in sugar content. The convenience factor and fun appeal effectively mask the reality. These drinks are engineered primarily for flavor intensity and extended shelf life, not for nutrient delivery or child health. Vitamins, such as C and D, are added artificially during manufacturing, but they do shockingly little to counteract the metabolic effects of consuming concentrated sugar multiple times throughout the day. The drinks also include artificial colors and laboratory-designed flavors intended to mimic natural fruit tastes, while actually being far sweeter. Fiber removal is particularly concerning from a health perspective. Fiber naturally slows sugar absorption in the digestive system, helps regulate blood sugar levels, and supports developing gut health. Removing it allows the liquid sugar to hit the bloodstream rapidly and forcefully, spiking insulin dramatically, and training young bodies to expect intense sweetness. Over time, and with repeated exposure, this can establish a deeply ingrained preference for sugary drinks and snacks over whole fruits that persists into adulthood. Minute Maid Kids also exemplifies a broader problem with marketing transparency in the beverage industry. Labels prominently emphasize vitamins and fruit flavors, while cleverly minimizing sugar content on front-of-package graphics. Parents naturally assume that if something is branded as fruit juice and carries a trusted name, it must be healthy. In reality, these drinks are meticulously designed to maximize palatability and shelf stability, not to nourish growing bodies or support healthy development. The takeaway is simple and unambiguous. While marketed specifically for children, Minute Maid Kids is fundamentally a sugar delivery vehicle with cosmetic nutrient claims. Parents hoping to give their kids a truly healthy drink need to see through the attractive packaging, read the nutrition labels carefully with a critical eye, and recognize that convenience and clever marketing can never replace genuine nutrition. Number 5. V8 Splash. Number 5. 8. Splash positions itself as a healthier choice by prominently using vegetables in its branding and claiming to be made with real fruit. Parents often trust the product because vegetables appear right there on the back packaging, creating an immediate association with health. But V8 Splash contains nearly as much sugar as regular soda. An 8-ounce serving averages 12 grams of added sugar, completely overwhelming any potential benefit. The vegetable association creates what marketers call a health halo. Seeing images of tomatoes or other produce convinces parents that they're serving something genuinely wholesome to their children. In reality, the sugar and flavor systems completely overwhelm any minimal vegetable contribution. High fructose corn syrup, vague natural flavors, and artificial colorings are all used to maintain sweetness and visual appeal that keeps kids asking for more. Marketing strategies deliberately mislead parents into believing this is a better choice for their children compared to other beverages. Health claims strategically focus on vitamins and the inclusion of some juice content, carefully avoiding discussion of the overall sugar load or glycemic impact on young bodies. Children's palates become progressively conditioned to accept sweetened beverages as normal, reinforcing their preferences for candy-level sweetness in all food and drink. Even moderate consumption poses measurable risks to child health. Rapid sugar absorption can lead to blood sugar swings that affect mood and behavior, dental cavities that require intervention, and an early habituation to sweet drinks that makes water seem unappetizing. Number V. 8. Splash's bright packaging and overtly health-oriented imagery effectively disguise a fundamental truth. This is a beverage, engineered primarily to taste good and sell well, not nourish developing bodies. Parents need to recognize the sophisticated marketing trick at play. Just because vegetables are pictured prominently on the label doesn't mean the drink is actually healthy or appropriate for daily consumption. The sugar content alone makes this drink more similar to candy than juice. The vegetables are essentially a veneer, a clever way to justify higher retail prices and maintain parental trust, while the reality is a sugar-first product that can actively undermine efforts to teach kids balanced, healthy eating habits. Number 4. Tropicana Kids. Tropicana Kids looks like a parent-friendly juice option at first glance. Cartoon fruits, fun bottle shapes designed to appeal to small hands, and fortified with vitamins, slogans plastered across the label, make it seem genuinely nutritious. But the reality is stark and troubling. Tropicana Kids contains up to 16 grams of sugar per 8-ounce serving, mostly derived from added sugar and juice concentrates. Real fruit content is minimal, often less than 10% of the actual product. The marketing messaging focuses heavily on vitamins and real fruit flavors, which creates a false sense of security among well-intentioned parents. Parents see orange juice or apple juice flavors and reasonably assume they're giving their child healthy fruit in convenient liquid form. In truth, the sugar content rivals regular soda, and the drinks are completely stripped of fiber during processing, so the sugar hits the bloodstream almost instantly. That rapid absorption triggers dramatic insulin spikes, conditions intense sweet cravings, and can contribute significantly to early childhood obesity. Artificial colors and flavors enhance the sensory appeal, keeping children asking for more with each exposure. Red #40 and yellow #5 are common ingredients, and studies increasingly link these synthetic dyes to hyperactivity and attention problems in sensitive children. Tropicana Kids also benefits enormously from brand recognition. Parents trust the Tropicana name because of its long-standing association with real orange juice, not realizing this specific product is a candy-colored sugar delivery system designed for children's palates. Even the vitamin fortification doesn't remotely justify the drink from a health perspective. A small dose of added vitamin C cannot possibly counteract 16 grams of sugar, and the complete fiber loss means your child is missing out on crucial digestive support and blood sugar regulation that whole fruit would naturally provide. It's a classic example of marketing creating a powerful perception that isn't backed by nutritional reality. Parents need to recognize the significant trade-off they're making. Convenience, appealing taste, and fun packaging all come at a measurable cost. Sugar overload, conditioned preference for intense sweetness, and minimal real nutrients. Tropicana Kids is not a health drink, despite what the packaging suggests. It's liquid candy hiding behind fruit branding and a trusted name, and every sip reinforces habits that can negatively affect your child for a lifetime. Number 3. Welch's Fruit Juice Boxes. Welch's has been a trusted name for decades, recognized for its great products and long history, but their fruit juice boxes are a deceptive sugar trap. Parents often believe they're giving their kids genuinely healthy fruit, because Welch's is widely known for grape juice and fruit snacks. The problem? Sugar content in an 8-ounce juice box often exceeds 1.8 grams, with high fructose corn syrup making up a disproportionately large portion. These drinks contain little to no fiber whatsoever. The grapes, apples, and oranges depicted so prominently on the packaging are rarely the main ingredient in meaningful quantities. Instead, juice concentrate, added sweeteners, artificial colors for visual appeal, and laboratory flavorings dominate the actual formulation. Vitamin fortification is often added specifically to appeal to health-conscious parents, creating the persistent illusion of nutrition. But a few milligrams of vitamin C cannot possibly offset the metabolic consequences of consistently sugar-laden beverages. Independent research shows that children who regularly consume juice boxes like Welch's progressively develop a strong preference for overly sweet drinks. The predictable result? They actively resist plain water, avoid whole fruits that don't taste as intensely sweet, and naturally crave candy and soda. Sugar is absorbed dramatically rapidly in liquid form, spiking insulin and blood sugar to unhealthy levels, which over time can contribute to childhood obesity, insulin resistance, and dental decay, requiring extensive dental work. Packaging reinforces the comforting illusion of health. The front label prominently emphasizes fruit content and added vitamins, while the fine print on the back reveals the concentrated sugar content that parents rarely examine. Bright purple or orange liquid, cartoon grapes with smiling faces, and playful fonts deliberately distract parents from reading nutrition labels carefully with a critical eye. Convenience is consistently used to justify daily use, but the long-term consequences remain hidden until problems emerge. If you serve Welch's juice boxes regularly to your children, your child is systematically training their palate to crave sugar disguised as fruit. It's not just an occasional indulgence that can be balanced with other healthy choices. It's a habitual exposure that fundamentally shapes future dietary choices and preferences. Parents must see through the established branding and realize that the drink is essentially candy in a conveniently sized box. The sweet taste is precisely engineered for immediate acceptance and repeat consumption, not nutrition or healthy development. Number 2. Juicy Juice. Juicy Juice is often marketed as 100% juice, specifically for kids, making it a go-to choice in lunchboxes nationwide. Parents see that 100% juice claim and feel confident in their choice. But the devil is absolutely in the details. While some Juicy Juice varieties are technically made from juice, the sugar content is still extremely and concerningly high. 8 ounces can contain up to 20 grams of sugar, equivalent to a small soda. That sugar comes from natural fruit sugars, concentrated during processing, and sometimes added sugar, but the result on your child's body is exactly the same: a concentrated sugar bomb. Juicy Juice is also heavily pasteurized and processed for shelf stability, which significantly reduces nutrient quality. Fiber is completely removed, vitamins naturally degrade during processing, and flavorings are added to maintain consistent sweetness and sensory appeal. Kids become accustomed to sweetened liquids as their primary form of hydration, and even those marketed as 100% juice condition, developing taste buds toward expecting high sugar levels in everything they drink. Artificial coloring isn't as prevalent in Juicy Juice as in some other brands, but some flavors still contain natural colorings that are not entirely neutral for sensitive children. Flavors are precisely engineered to be extremely sweet, ensuring repeat consumption and brand loyalty. Parents genuinely believe they are serving fruit in an easy format, but the drink lacks the structural benefits, fiber content, and nutrient benefits of whole produce. Behavioral and metabolic consequences are essentially the same as other high-sugar juice brands: rapid sugar absorption, dramatic insulin spikes, progressive cravings for sweet beverages, and early habituation to what is essentially liquid candy. Children are learning to equate sweetness with reward, pleasure, and hydration, a dangerous association that can persist throughout their entire lifetime. Juicy Juice marketing is undeniably clever, emphasizing fruit content prominently, using appealing packaging designed for small hands, and featuring friendly mascots that children recognize and request. But convenience and taste have systematically replaced nutrition as priorities. Parents should be aware that the sugar content is still far too high for regular consumption, and children's health is measurably compromised with each daily serving that accumulates over weeks and months. Switching to whole fruit or significantly diluted juice alternatives can dramatically reduce sugar intake while still providing vitamins and some fruit flavor. Juicy Juice may seem like a safe choice based on marketing, but in reality, it's teaching children to prefer the taste of candy over real fruit. Number 1. Capri Sun Fruit Punch. Capri Sun Fruit Punch claims to be a kid-friendly, fruity drink, but make absolutely no mistake. It's liquid candy in a convenient pouch. The 8-ounce pouch contains around 16 grams of sugar, plus synthetic flavorings and colorings. Despite prominent fruit branding and natural flavors listed on the label, the actual fruit content is negligible to non-existent. Parents are drawn to Capri Sun because of unmatched convenience, the small pouch size that fits easily in lunchboxes, and the fruity imagery that suggests health. Kids naturally love the bright color and intensely sweet taste, and parents believe they're serving something healthy or at least harmless. But every single sip reinforces sugar cravings and systematically trains the palate to accept sweetened beverages as completely normal. Fiber is completely absent, vitamins are minimal to non-existent, and the product is primarily water, sugar, and synthetic flavorings engineered in laboratories. Artificial dyes, like Red Hash 40 or Yellow Hash 5, create the visual appeal that catches children's eyes on store shelves. And while marketed as BPA-free in recent years, the pouch design doesn't prevent sugar from hitting the bloodstream rapidly and forcefully. That rapid absorption leads to sharp spikes in blood glucose, insulin surges that stress young metabolic systems, and long-term conditioning for sugary drinks over water or whole fruits. Capri Sun Fruit Punch is deceptively marketed to well-meaning parents. The front-of-package messaging prominently emphasizes fruit, fun, and health, but the nutrition facts panel reveals the uncomfortable truth. It's sugar first, fruit second, if at all. Repeated consumption can measurably affect behavior, energy levels throughout the day, and dental health requiring professional intervention. Parents need to recognize that convenience and attractive packaging are absolutely not proxies for good nutrition or responsible parenting choices. Serving this drink daily is systematically training your child to prefer liquid candy over natural fruit flavors. Every pouch reinforces intensifying sweet cravings and conditions metabolism for a lifetime preference for sugary beverages. Capri Sun may look completely harmless in its cheerful little pouch, but the consequences of habitual use are anything but harmless. The 3 juice brands you should buy instead. Now that we've systematically cleared the juice aisle of sugar bombs and marketing deceptions, let's talk about 3 brands that actually deliver real fruit, genuine nutrients, and proper hydration without turning your child into a sugar addict or undermining their developing health. Number 3. Honest Kids Organic Juice. Honest Kids is USDA certified organic, meaning absolutely no synthetic pesticides used in growing the fruit, no high-fructose corn syrup added during processing, and no artificial colors or flavors whatsoever. Juice content is typically over 50% of the product, and the beverages are lightly sweetened with actual fruit juice rather than processed sugar or corn syrup. Each batch undergoes rigorous testing for contaminants and heavy metals, and the small serving sizes make it easy to portion appropriately without overloading young bodies on sugar. Kids get authentic fruit flavor and proper hydration without the candy-like sugar spikes that affect behavior and metabolism. Number 2. R.W. Knudsen Organic. This brand specializes in organic, cold-pressed juices with substantial real fruit content. Sugar levels are naturally occurring from the actual fruit itself, with absolutely no added sweeteners of any kind. Nutrients and antioxidants remain largely intact through gentle processing, and the flavors are natural and familiar grape, apple, or thoughtfully blended combinations. Each bottle is completely transparent about origin, contents, and processing methods. Parents can read labels and genuinely trust that they're not giving their kids liquid candy disguised as juice. Number 1. Lakewood Organic Juice. Lakewood represents the gold standard in children's beverages. Their juices are 100% cold-pressed fruit and vegetable blends, often combined for maximum nutrition and flavor complexity. No concentrates whatsoever, no added sugars, no artificial additives of any kind. The company provides detailed sourcing information and third-party testing for purity and nutrient content. These juices taste authentically like fruit, provide fiber when appropriately blended, and support healthy metabolism and taste development. Your child learns to appreciate real fruit flavors rather than artificial sweetness, laying a solid foundation for lifelong healthy eating habits and food choices. Closing remarks. There you have it. 10 popular juice brands filling millions of lunchboxes with sugar, synthetic flavorings, and candy-like additives, and 3 brands that truly nourish children without compromising their health. The next time you're standing in the juice aisle, surrounded by bright packaging and health claims, remember, bright colors, cartoon characters, and prominent vitamin claims don't equal actual nutrition. Liquid candy disguised as fruit can dramatically impact energy levels, behavior, metabolism, and long-term health outcomes. Switching to organic real fruit juices isn't just about avoiding excessive sugar, it's about teaching your children authentic taste, appreciation for real fruit, and healthy hydration habits that will serve them throughout their lives. Brands like Honest Kids, RW, Knudsen, and Lakewood provide beverages that genuinely support growth, taste development, and metabolism without compromising health for convenience or profit margins. Your child deserves real nutrition, not engineered sweetness designed in laboratories. Parents, it's time to get serious about what goes into your child's body. Check the labels carefully, read ingredients with a critical eye, and think critically about what you're serving. Convenience and nostalgia don't make a drink healthy or appropriate. Sugar content, artificial flavors, and complete lack of fiber do matter significantly. Every sip of candy disguised as juice reinforces unhealthy taste preferences and sets up metabolic consequences that can last throughout their entire adult lives. Make the switch today. Replace sugary juice boxes with beverages that genuinely prioritize real fruit, natural vitamins, and responsible sweetness levels. You'll notice measurable differences in energy, behavior, and overall well-being, not just in your child, but in the choices they make as they grow and develop their own food preferences. If this information changed the way you think about juice and children's beverages, hit like, subscribe, and share with other parents who need to see this truth. Drop a comment telling us which juice you're removing from the lunchbox today. Your child's health isn't negotiable, and it starts with what you pour into their glass.